People in Britain face queuing and ever longer lines for medical treatment. That's after healthcare bosses warned patients will have to wait increasingly more for treatment. That's if they can get it at all. It comes as the government tries to push through £20 billion in so-called efficiency savings. RT's Polly Boycott reports.
It's a system unlike any other, one of the world's largest publicly funded health services. But Britain's NHS is facing growing problems. Austerity means cuts to vital services at a time when demand for those services is at an all-time high. But perhaps more concerning for many is a raft of scandals regarding substandard care at NHS hospitals around the country. February saw the publication of the Francis Report, which looked into failings of care at the Mid Staffordshire Hospital near Birmingham, where over 1,000 people may have died needlessly as a result of patient neglect. The outgoing head of the NHS, who presided over the scandal, has even been dubbed the man with no shame. And there have been accusations of failings of care at other hospitals around the country. Gary Walker is the former chief executive of the United Lincolnshire Hospitals Trust. He lost his job after trying to alert his bosses to the fact that patients were at risk. Gary, you tried to tell your bosses what was happening. What went wrong at the hospital where you were working?
Well, back in 2009, a bit like today, we had hospitals that were overfull, overstretched. We had something like 99% occupancies. And we said, well, in that situation with so many patients, we couldn't deliver the targets anymore. The response back was, well, you need to deliver the targets, whatever the demand. And if you can't do it, we'll get rid of you and anybody else who says the same. At the very beginning, it's about politicians wanting targets to be delivered. And it's about civil servants doing whatever it takes to do that.
Now, you say you were silenced. Why?
Well, I was silenced because I'd raised concerns with David Nicholson, the head of the NHS. I'd raised concerns with senior people in the Department of Health, and all of them wanted that information never to become public.
We've got more cuts on the way. What's the future of the NHS? Can the National Health Service get over this?
I think unless you've got honesty, you can't convince people why there needs to be savings and cuts. I mean, we know that there needs to be £20 billion saved in the NHS. Now, that's 20% of the budget. So that means, you know, 1 in 5 hospitals potentially need to close. So I think what's happening is a slight revolution where the staff are getting up in large numbers and saying, well, you can't treat us as individuals anymore and sack us. You now have got too many people raising concerns. You need to do something.
Gary Walker, many thanks for your comment. A new report out from the British Medical Journal says that patients are more likely to die if they have operations near the end of the week. Polly Boyko, RT, London.